Hey, I love you. I hope you're awesome or even better than awesome. Today I'm going to take up a topic which I feel I just put up the water for me. So you hear me. So, hey. Today I'm going to talk about a topic as I feel it's extremely important to realize. And it is like, it's very important, but I haven't actually heard anyone describe it in this way. So I'm going to describe it as good as I can, but this is very crucial knowledge when you are on a spiritual path. It is the knowledge how energy flow works, and many people don't realize the heaviness of this, and it's also in the speed you also develop, this is going to have more and more power. So this is, as I said, is going to be extremely important. Like, we know for a long time that thought is creating, and that we know because of all of these popular books, The Secret, all the, especially all the Rhonda Byrne stuff. And then that become very huge when it get released. But anyway, something that I feel that is really, how shall I say, missing about, okay, we all know we create with our thoughts, okay? So what that really means also, we only can experience two dimensions. I could say it like that. We could really experience more more than two dimension, but to make it really simple, first we have this time space, and it is the subtle thing, the things we think we are. But then we also got our thought world, and many people, they don't realize what that really is, because there are gifted people, there are mediums, and then they say they can see things, and they can, but what many people don't realize is what the medium really what they tell you about, it is still what they see in their minds. They don't see anything but what you can see in your mind. So it is about, an easy way to describe this is, you could see it like a portal who works like this. Like if you see my head and you make a line like this, and it's meaning you have two ways to focus your energy. One through the eyes, to looking, and one through the mind, upper and thinking. And what I mean by upper, it also means the reality you think of comes into time space, and that is also because of the higher vibration you are, the faster you manifest the future that you think of. And I know I mentioned this before, but that is a safety system. So it meaning if you're thinking a lot of destructive thoughts, you're a lot on a low frequency, meaning your thought will manifest slower, because this universe, this source, do not want you to destroy yourself. So I want you to know that the source of the universe loves you very, very much, and it sometimes try desperately, very hard, to make you realize how this world works. So that is why you gotta realize that what you think of, you become. So when you begin with a lot of spiritual development, you manifest faster. So if someone don't understand spirituality, because in some way everything is imagination, and if a person say I don't believe in anything but what I can touch on, and I understand their point of view, but the feelings are above all of that because it's more like close to the truth. So that is meaning like if someone says like I don't believe people who can like people who are mediums, they say they can see things that they can see things that other can't see. But if you ask someone to like think of a heart, they can think of a heart. Where did they see the heart? Like it's the same place where they see the heart in their mind. It's just the same place medium sees things. But realize also here isn't like a matter of fate, because it doesn't matter how much you shut down, your spirit will always talk to you, like always. But if you don't listen, it will like scream at you stronger. But there will come a point of time when you have to follow. So, and until you do, you experience a lot of suffering until you follow your heart. Like, realize also the Dharma is like, it is God speaks to you, the Dharma. Like your desires. Like, I don't mean like substitute desire if you're like addicted to sugar or smoking or anything. Like you feel you need a cigarette and you go out and buy cigarette. That is not a true way of following your heart. Not like that. But I mean like when you feel you want something and it's like not coming from some addictive point on us. Because realize also relationship could be like addicted relationship. Like you could love someone because of who they are, because you love to see them laugh, or you like just want wishes out of the deep of your heart that they should just feel well. That is love. But most relationship is like addictive ones. You want someone because they can give you something, or they feel like they have something you lack. That is not like that is not love. That is not recognition of yourself in that person. That is something that comes out of ego need, and those relationships are not that it is not developing for others. What you really do in those, you could call it hate-love relationship. What you do in those is like you feed out of negative feeling of your own, and that is not a good thing, because realize also bad energy, that is still energy, and you can feed out of that. But what you really do in a love-hate relationship, you feed each other pain bodies. So don't do that. Just go towards someone if the only reason you wanted to go towards them is because you want them to be happy. Like if you're, how shall I say, if you're interested in which type of tea they drink, then it is like not in what they could give you or any shallow labels or anything like that. So I should also say, like, because what is happening to me is a lot of people around me is like, I never, just when I meet someone, like begin to at once talk about love or like the somehow or higher point of view. But the thing is, I feel more and more each day that people like, they feel that through me when I meet them, and for once that is like really beautiful. And sometimes I'm like, no, it was just a coincidence that they just begin to talk about God out of nowhere. But like when it happens to me like so often, it could be like when I'm in the bank, like the people who serve me in the banks begin to talk about God like out of nowhere, and then I just they have to feel me in some way. Like it cannot be just a like it just happened. Anyway, one thing I spoke about this before, but I feel like I really gotta say that again, and that is what confuses people with craziness, because what I said this, about the thought, like the thought world is from where you create. So when you develop, your imagination becomes better. But the reason why that is so important is because some people perceive spirituality as something, how shall I say, not real. So the only thing you really need, I feel, because your sense of peace is going to develop when you do all of the spiritual practice that me and a lot of other people like to talk about. But you will experience the peace and a sense of calm even in the most turbulent chaos. My English is not that good today. Anyway, the reason why it is so important to know the difference between being spiritual, because as I said, that is nothing unreal or spooky or hokey pokey with being spiritual. It's like a personal development. You become more of yourself. So many people can also be that, as I was saying earlier, that people feel me. They feel some people just come to me because they feel I can heal them, and I do when I can. Most of the time I heal people if I can. But what I mean by that is, people also ask like, okay, but which religion are you? Who are you like? Because what I do never try to sell a concept to anyone. I might sell to them, you gotta believe in yourself. That I might sell. But I will never sell any type of teaching. But perhaps at best trust your feelings, that type of teaching. But I would not never talk about any God or anything like that, or any prophet or stories, nothing like that. The only thing I ever like to teach is faith. But the reason I say this is because it can become confusing again, because some people and I feel if you just know this thing, just this point, you are safe. Like for real, you are safe. Because it is a deep process. I would never ever say anything else. You're going to inhale your pain, you open up completely, and you gotta trust. But for you to be safe during this time, there is one thing who is so extremely crucial, and that is, and I said this once before, but God has no angel. Like nothing who talks even on a higher frequency can be God. God is the watcher. And the reason why I say this also is because people ask me, so which religion are you? And to tell you the truth, now I tell you the truth. And I have to speak out of my truth. And I hope you, how shall I say, get this in a sane way, so you don't get this in a wrong way. But to tell you the truth, I read like almost all religion. I read the Bhagavad Gita. I read most texts about yoga. I read the Bible. I read the Final Testament, the Holy Quran. I read like a lot of Kabbalah. I like a lot of different things anyway. And what I want to say about that is, you will come and find a language that you understand. So, now I tell you the truth. I have read all of this thing, but what I am in contact with like a lot, it is like Mary Magdalene, and she was like the wife of Joshua, and she speaks to me a lot because I ask for her help, and I love her with all of my heart, and I recognize myself in her. But she is not God. When she lived, she was like an embodiment of God. So realize here, God does not exclude anything. If it excludes, if it has a view, that is not God. Like God is everything. So God cannot be outside of you, you know. So the reason why I tell you this is because what Mary is to me, she's a language. Because she's a female. And I have a female body. And I understand her. She speaks to me in a way that I can get it. That is why I speak to her. But I will never perceive her as God. But yeah, she embodies God as Yeshua did when she was alive. But like the force of her, it is not God. So, as long as you get that clear and really understand what I'm saying now, like, you will not be fooled. You will not go into any, how shall I say, you're safe. You will not go into any mental hospital if you perceive spirituality as a spiral. What it is everything. It is what you get inside you, and above all things, what you got inside of your heart. That is what spirituality is. And if you find a language you understand, follow that. Like, it could be Islam, it could be the Christianity, it could be even the sciences, I don't know. It could be anything. Like, the words point towards what is behind the words. Because what we can perceive with our senses, it is words. So see this one, like this line again. Like, you focus your energy on what you see through your eyes. And you see frequencies. So frequencies come through all of your senses, you know. So some you perceive as sounds, some you perceive as taste, some frequency you perceive as smells. But it's all just frequency. And it's the same with your eyes. You can watch and see something. And that is this reality. That is time-space. But then what is up here, that is what will come into time-space. And as I said, the more light you have, light is also knowledge. Light is lack of falsehood. So what you have here will come into your time-space. So you can also see things who is in the ether. You can see things that other people can't see, but that is also, you don't have to focus on them, because then you move away from them in your thought. So if you think of something and you have a positive feeling, respond at that thought, it could probably be at your service. Because as I said, the feelings are better guides to guide you home than your thoughts or your eyes or anything. Your feelings is what's guide you home. So, yeah, I know you get this. I know you understand what I mean. But I use the words as tool to heal, because I feel like it is the only sane way you can use words, because we are words. Like, we people are words, and I am a healer because I said so, because I lay my time on that communication. So I love you. Thank you for watching. Take care.